regarding your Cat 2 syllabus. Not only regarding Cat 2 syllabus, up to module 5 the materials are uploaded, but my suggestion is you have to refer your class videos also, because I have uploaded the text material. If you try to understand the concept, you must have to see your recordings and you have to attend your class regularly. Okay. Yeah, so oscillator, as we have seen in previous wave shape generators or wave shaping generator, that is astable multivibrator, monostable multivibrator, and we can design the square wave generator and also the rectangular generator, wave pulse. So this is also one type of wave shaping generator or a multivibrator, where we can design by changing the RC circuit parameters, square wave, triangular wave, and sinusoidal waveform. So if we see the definition point of view, the oscillator, it works without any applied input signal. Okay, this is such as electronic circuit that generates a periodic waveform on its output without an external signal source, and it is particularly used to convert the DC to AC, and it produces the output without the need of an input signal. Okay, so we can use the oscillator mainly for the communication systems, and in the digital system in the form of computer, in the test equipment, that ECG signals, heart rate we are checking, no, that is by the help of the oscillator circuit only. Okay, so these are also some form of the oscillators. So just go through the theory, then we will come to the application, means where we can use this, because it is used to generate the signal. So we can use as a local oscillator to transform the RF signal to IF signal in a receiver. Okay, receiver means your AM FM receiver, guys, or your TV receiver also we are using this. Then it is used to generate the RF carrier signal in the transmitter. Then it is used to generate the clock pulses in the digital system. So also by the properties and characteristic of oscillator, what we are doing, we are using as a sweep circuit in the TV set and CROs. Okay, then come to the point here. It contains or it uses a positive feedback. Just remember, guys, in your module 4 we have used, in the symmetrical concept we have used, right? So by that property only we are using the positive feedback to generate the square waveform like astable and monostable multivibrator. So same concept we are going to use here, positive feedback concept, to maintain the oscillation. Okay, and the relaxation oscillator, which is used as an RC timing circuit to generate non-sinusoidal signals such as square wave, okay, and sawtooth wave. So these are the things we are going to learn in case of our oscillator circuit. So when we are going to amplify a signal, we are using negative feedback. Remember this thing, guys. But when we are going to oscillate a signal, or in the case of oscillation, we are using positive feedback. At that time we are using positive feedback. Okay, so what are the types of oscillator we are going to study? There are several type of oscillator present: RC oscillator, LC oscillator, UJT, or relaxation oscillator. That UJT is called as unijunction oscillator. So as per your syllabus, only RC oscillators are there. It means it is categorized into wind bridge oscillator and phase shift oscillator. RC means the oscillator's feedback path is made up of R and C component. Okay, so let's have a look the feedback path. I'll just come to this figure, integrand of linear oscillator circuit. Guys, this is our amplifier. Here we can use the op-amp, right? So you just recall about your voltage series feedback and shunt feedback case. How we are using that? We are additionally using the feedback circuit. So already you have learned the feedback path in terms of the beta. So this beta is nothing but a frequency variable network or frequency selective feedback network by varying this feedback path component, we can control the frequency or oscillation frequency. So for sinusoidal input, it is connected. It is linear because the output is approximately sinusoidal. So in the linear oscillator, what we are doing, a frequency selective feedback network we are using to amplify and to maintain the loop gain as unity. Here we will see this guys, why it is bolded. I'll tell you later. Just presently you see a supply voltage source is there and it is given to a summer circuit or adder circuit. Actually in this case, if I will connect a switch in this path, before this suppose in spite of this Vs, suppose I am going to use a switch network. Okay, so the switch, how does it work? Once we will trigger the input, we no need to give the input again and again. Because of this feedback concept only, we may get our oscillated output. It means, suppose I am going to apply a sinusoidal input voltage at here only once, Vin or Vs. Okay, and I have applied this concept, and again because of this continuity in the feedback, positive feedback, what I am going to get? I am going to get a sinusoidal waveform continuously. So if I will remove this switch after triggering, then also the circuit is capable of providing the concept of sinusoidal output. That is the concept of the oscillator circuit. Okay, so now let's have a look. The amplifier has been replaced with this symbol, and as usual same thing. Suppose the frequency selective network, it contains the beta value. Okay, the feedback parameter is, or the feedback gain is beta f, while the input towards this feedback frequency selective network or the feedback network is V out. The V out is the output of entire oscillator circuit, but when we will see the input for the frequency selective network, this is input towards the beta f network or beta network or feedback network, while this is the output. Vf is the output and this is the input. So how do we define the gain? What is the gain of beta f? V output by V input, right? If I will represent beta f or beta, it is nothing but Vf by V naught as per the gain equation, right? So when I will define my entire voltage gain, which is nothing but here the ratio in between V naught by V epsilon for the entire circuit, it is nothing but gain into the two supply voltages we are getting, Vs plus Vf. This epsilon signal or the voltage towards the amplifier is Vs plus Vf. So if I will define the ratio in between V naught by Vs entirely, I may get A whole divided by 1 minus beta. Here you have to apply that concept, guys. We are using the voltage series feedback network, no? After that derivation part, if you take the entire whole gain of the total circuit, if you take, it is A divided by 1 minus beta. Because we are using positive feedback, we are getting 1 minus A beta. If it is negative feedback, we may get 1 plus A beta. This thing you remember, guys. So how do we maintain the output voltage without any input? So there are two criteria present. So suppose at here Vs is 0. The only way that V0 can be non-zero. How do we make the V0 to be non-zero parameter? If suppose for any reason our supply source is 0. So how do we maintain without that source voltage to sustain the output? Only way, if I will take A beta, magnitude of A beta is 1. It is 1 by, A by A is your gain, feedback loop gain or total circuit gain. If you take A divided by 1 minus 1. So at that time, what should be the value to sustain the output as infinite value without the presence of the input? If I will make magnitude of A beta as 1 and the phase angle of A beta should be 0 or 360 degree. So this is called as Bach-Hussein criterion. These two things you have to remember to sustain the oscillation without the input. Here input is V in equal to Vs. we have to apply this criteria. Mod of A beta should be 1 and phase angle should be either 0 degree or 360 degree. These two criteria you have to remember for the oscillation, what is called as Barkhausen criteria. Okay. Then here few basic thing I just want to inform you guys. The time domain and frequency domain representation of your RC component and J value. Just make a note of this, because this thing I have not uploaded. This is for the class purpose only. So and frequency domain parameter of your, you have already learned. Just have a recap of this. R is same for both the cases. Here L for time domain, L is equal to L, but in the frequency domain L can be represented as SL and S represented as J omega and L. Similarly, C is C in the time domain, but when C is coming to frequency domain, it is 1 by SC. So what we have learned, S is equal to J omega, right? So this will represent 1 by J omega C. So here guys, what is omega? Omega equal to 2 pi f. So this can be represented as 1 by J 2 pi fc. So this 1 by J. Now I am coming to one more concept for you guys. So if I will write, just remember the J values, how we are representing. Actually in the complex variable parameter, J square equal to minus 1, J equal to, what will be the value? Square root of minus 1, then minus J equal to 1 by J, and the last one minus of 1 by J equal to J. Okay, so this thing you remember. Then now what will be the value of 1 by J omega C? That can be replaced as 1 by J is which value guys? 1 by J is minus J, right? So that can be represented as minus of J XC, because 1 by omega C is nothing but XC. Okay, so the same thing you just remember. Now guys, how do we represent the impedance parameter along with the C? So suppose we have the R and C component, whether it is there like this. So the entire impedance I want to represent with Z. Okay, so how do we represent that? Suppose I want to find out the Z value. So entire impedance in terms of R and C value, R is R. Okay, but in frequency domain, what we are representing? C is 1 by SC. So 1 by. Yes, somebody is saying something.
I was saying R minus JXC.
Yeah. R minus JXC. Okay. So R plus 1 by J omega C. The further simplification is R plus minus of J omega JXC, right? Omega C directly I will represent as XC. So this can be represented as Z value is R minus JXC. This term you represent guys, because while designing the oscillator we are going to use this value directly. At that time you don't ask me that, ma'am, how do we get all this thing like that? Okay. Then yeah, there are two type of oscillator circuit we are going to learn: Wien bridge oscillator and the RC phase shift oscillator. Let's have a look at the circuit guys. So actually first I want to explain you the RC phase shift oscillator concept. First what I showed, the Barkhausen criterion, it says that we have to maintain the phase shift of 0 or 360 degree, right guys? So by default, by using the op-amp, how much phase shift we are getting in the inverting amplifier case? If we are using the inverting input as the input of the oscillator, how much phase shift is there? 180 degree, right? So by the combination of RC component Okay, by the help of the RC, if I am able to achieve a phase shift of 90 degree, okay, that is theoretically I am able to get a phase shift of 90 degree. It means theoretically if I will say I need two RC network to give an overall phase shift of 180 plus 180, 360 degree I am able to get. But theoretically and also practically it is not possible. I am able to achieve a phase shift of 60 degree only by using the RC network, guys. So how many RC network I need to achieve a phase shift of 180 degree?
3.
3, yeah. The 3 RC phase shift network I need to give rise a phase shift of 180 degree. It provides a phase shift of 180 degree. So what I have to do, I have to use this as the input along with the feedback path. This feedback path is also able to provide a phase shift of 180 degree in the case of inverting op-amp configuration. So op-amp inverting concept plus 180 degree phase shift by this RC network, total it will give rise to a phase shift of 360 degree. So the phase angle concept is verified. Okay, now what is the requirement? The gain. Okay, so gain also need to meet. So what should be the gain? A beta, the magnitude should be 1. So what should be the value of this beta and A value? Then I may meet this value of 1. Magnitude of A beta should be 1. That is the point of view of derivation, guys, that I will explain you. 1 minute. Yeah. So what I said, I need to use the 3 set of phase shift network. So one RC network is capable of providing 60 and 60 degree. That is confirmed. Okay, theoretically also we may achieve that. How do we get that? I'll tell you after some time. The tan phi only we have to use, guys. But before that, the tan phi concept, whether I need to explain you guys, how do we get that tan phi to achieve a phase shift of 60 degree? Actually, what we are using when we are using the tan phi concept, we are using xc by r, so or x1 by r. Okay, so here in this case, what is xc, guys? 1 by omega c, right? By r. So entirely what I am getting? 1 by 2 pi fc by r, right? So here xc is the capacitive reactance, which is the function of the frequency. So if tan phi is 0, or suppose the tan phi can be 0 or infinity, it means phi is 0 degree or 90 degree. That is the concept we are using. So when this x1 tends to 0, what should be the tan phi value, guys? Tan phi is also 0, but phi is equal to 0 degree. But when r is equal to 0, tan phi is infinity, it means phi is equal to 90 degree. So therefore the phase shift due to an RC network or RC circuit, it is always less than 90 degree, guys, and it is a function of the frequency. So that we cannot use only 2 set of RC network. We have to use 3 set of RC network to meet the criteria of 180 degree phase shift. This is the function of the beta network, guys. This is not the entire op-amp circuit. You remember, this is the part of the feedback network, beta network only. And here only this network, by examining or by verifying the concept of this part of beta network, we are going to derive the A beta should be 1. Okay, how do we do that? Just have a look. If you see the circuit at here, V1 is the input source and V2 is the output source. So if you write V1, that is nothing but the V equal to IR, right? So V1 equal to IR minus I1R minus I2R. So R is nothing but in terms of R minus J XC. We have already seen in the explanation earlier how do we get that R minus J XC. This is the Z term. And now this is the R term, guys. So if you solve this part for V1, we may get this equation. And similarly, we have to solve it for I3. Then V0 we have to solve. After solving, I'll explain you guys. Don't worry. Just try to understand what I am going to convey you. The entire derivation I will give you for a 3-phase of RC phase shift network. So what we are getting the V0 by Vin. Okay, or here Vin is V1. So beta stands for the ratio in between, because this is the feedback gain, right? V0 by Vin, V1. So here we are getting the real part and the imaginary part. So if we solve the real part and imaginary part, what we are getting? Omega value is nothing but 1 by square root of 6 RC. So how do we get beta equal to 1 by 29? I'll show you later. In this part, I'll show you guys. Okay. I hope you got little bit idea about that. Now I am going to elaborately show you this part. So suppose we have a small RC network available with us. A one part only available like this. Right? C and R. And here V1, and I'm going to find out the current across this loop. And suppose here we have the output part as V2. What is my I value? V1 by total R. So what is my total R? V1 by 1 by j omega c plus R. This is nothing but V1 j omega c whole divided by 1 plus j omega cr. So the voltage across the R is V2. So the voltage across the R value R, it has also a value. What is that? That is V2. V2 equal to IR. Now I value we got, which is nothing but V1 j omega c whole divided by 1 plus j omega cr. So R only I have to multiply it here. So what is the value of V2? I will get that V1 j omega cr whole divided by 1 plus j omega cr. Okay. So this thing you remember, guys. Now we are going to use this concept in the 3 stage of RC network. Okay. Now I'm going to draw the circuit. Shall I erase this, or I will introduce one more new page, because I have to write. What do you say, guys? Say me quickly.
Erase.
Okay, better. Just remember how we got the value of V2 as V1 j omega cr whole divided by 1 plus j omega cr. Okay. So here one set of RC network I drawn. I want to solve this for 3 set of RC network. As already I have given you the hints, we have to solve it for frequency of oscillation as well as for the A beta term. So now I have to introduce 3 more RC network value. So here so this is suppose C, all the values are C. For the simplicity we have to cancel the term also, no? So here V1 is the input and V2 is the output. So here what I'm going to write, this is the flow of current at here. Suppose this is I1, this node is V1, V2, V3, and this node voltage is V4. So this is I1 and this term is your I2 and this term is your I3. The current across V3 to V4 is I2. then V4 to V2 is I3. Okay, so here just make a note of it. V1 is the input and V2 is the output. We have to take the output by input ratio at here. So directly what I will write, suppose we are going to solve from the V4 side. Okay, in this side, from output to input side, we will solve our path. So this is called as a ladder network. So let's solve it for V4. V4 is the voltage. Okay, or voltage V4 is the combination of V2 and voltage across the C. So let's see what we are getting. V2 plus I3 whole divided by j omega C. What is I3, guys? I3 is nothing but V2 by R. So already in the previous explanation, I shown you what is the value of V2 we got. I3 is nothing but V2 by R. So here we got V2 plus I3 is V2 by R, right? So V2 by R. V2 I3 can be replaced with V2 by j omega CR. Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh. So this is for V4 we solved, guys. Next, we are going to solve the current I2. I2 we are going to solve. So this I2 is nothing but I3 plus current through V4 by R. Yes or no? Current through V4 by R. So if I will write this I2 equal to I3 plus V4 by R. I'm going to erase the first part, guys. So how do we write? V4 by R, this equation. I3 is equal to V2 by R. Now V4 by R. We can simplify this thing, no? So this equation can be rewritten as like this, okay? Which is equal to I2 can be written as V2 by R plus 1 by R whole into V2 plus V2 whole divided by j omega CR. Okay, so if you further simplify this, V2 whole into 2 by R plus 1 by j omega C R square. Okay, now we have to solve it for V3. V3 equal to V4 plus I2 by j omega C, which is nothing but V2 plus V2 by j omega CR plus 2V2 by again j omega CR plus, I have to erase this part. So one more term, last term. This is plus V2 by whole divided by j square omega square C square R square. So this is the value of V3. If you simplify this, the final V3 can be written as V2 plus 3V2 whole divided by j omega CR minus V2 whole divided by omega square C square R square. Okay, so how we are getting this? Because we know that j square equal to minus 1. Finally, last term we have to solve I1 and V1, guys. So directly I'll just give you hint. 1 minute. So if I will write down I1 term, it is nothing but I2 plus V3 by R, which is equal to 2V2 by R, because this is the combination of I2 plus V3 by R. The I1, if you see your figure, 2V2 by R plus V2 by J omega C R square plus 1 by R whole into V2 plus 3V2 by J omega CR minus V2 by omega square C square R square. Then finally, if you solve, we may get the equation for I1 as V2 whole into 3 by R plus 4 by J omega C R square minus 1 by omega square C square R cube. So after this, the last one, input voltage V1 is nothing but V3 plus I1 divided by J omega C. So if you solve this part, we may get V2 whole into 1 plus 6 by J omega CR minus 5 by omega square C square R square minus of 1 by J omega cube C cube R cube. So here you can see that, guys, V1 is nothing but the V2 with the combination of real part and imaginary part. This is the only real part available with this equation. Now we have to equate the equation, or we have to take the gain of the equation, because we know that the output can be solved by making the imaginary part at 0 and real part we have to solve. So if I will solve this part, guys, so imaginary part first I have to make 0. So in the previous equation, just have a look, what are the imaginary part? This and this one, and this is the real part, right? So if I will equate this imaginary part as 0 to make the frequency calculation or frequency factor, so what are the imaginary term? 6 whole divided by J omega CR minus 1 by J omega cube C cube R cube equal to 0. So let's solve this part. Omega square we will get 1 by 6 R square C square. Okay. So what is the value of omega? Omega is square root of this value, right? 1 by square root of 6 RC. Okay. So here, if I will represent omega equal to 2 pi f. What is f value, guys? F equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of 6 RC. So this is the frequency of oscillation for 3-stage RC phase shift network or oscillator. Now we got the frequency factor by solving the imaginary part. Now we have to solve the real part. So real part is V1 equal to V2 1 minus 5 whole divided by omega square C square and R square, which can be written as V1 equal to V2 1 minus 5 into 6, because 1 by omega square C square R square is nothing but 6. So 5 into 6, guys. So here you can see that we need the equation V2 by V1, right? So V1 can be written as minus of 29 of V2. This negative sign, it represents the inversion in the phase shift. Okay. So this RC network also provides a phase shift of 180 degree, right? This is the indication of that. So now if I will take the V2 by V1, how much it will be? 1 by 29, right? So beta value is nothing but 1 by 29. Now you tell me, guys, A beta equal to 1. This is our requirement. So what should be the value of gain A so that I may get A beta equal to 1? Tell me.
29, ma'am.
Yes. So gain should be equal to 29 because 29 into 1 by 29 so that we may achieve A beta equal to 1. This is the answer. So gain should be 29 for the RC phase shift oscillator to meet the Bach-Hussein criteria. A beta S equal to 1. So here we are proving that V2 is 1 by 29 times of V1. Okay. It means here in the design of RC phase shift network, we have seen that for a fixed range of frequency which is given F is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. Suppose we are going to design a fixed range of frequency, we have to get the frequency factor is 1 by 2 pi RC. By selecting the proper value of R and C, we can achieve that desired frequency, as well as if I will make my gain as 29, I can easily achieve a beta as 1, which is the by default factor of beta is 1 by 29. So that I have to make the gain compulsorily to 29 to achieve this factor. So here we are meeting the Bach-Hussein criteria for the RC phase shift network. So this is all about RC phase shift network. So here if I will ask you one question, design a three-stage RC phase shift oscillator is required to produce an oscillation frequency of 6.5 kilohertz. How do you design the circuit? For that, the data given 3-stage means n equal to 3, because this 1 by 2 pi RC, no, it is nothing but 1 by 2 pi RC square root of 2 into n. This equation of F can also be written as 1 by 2 pi RC square root of 2n. So what is the n? From the question you have to find out. So a 3-stage RC phase shift oscillator is required to produce an oscillation frequency of 6.5 kilohertz. So what are the data you would like to prefer? N should be 3 to make it square root of 6. So here you have to take C as 1 nanofarad, F as 6.5 kilohertz. What is the unknown value of R? You have to find out to generate a frequency of 6.5 kilohertz. So if I'll solve that question for you, just have a look, guys. A 3-stage RC phase shift oscillator is required. RC phase shift oscillator, okay, is required to produce oscillation frequency of 6.5 kilohertz. So what are the data you have to select? So from the question, as per the frequency equation, 1 by 2 pi RC square root of 2n. So here n equal to 3. C you have to choose 1 nanofarad. What is the value of R? So if you put that into the equation, F equal to 6.5 kilohertz, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of 2 into 3 into R into 1 nanofarad. What is the answer we will get? R we may get 9995 ohm or nearly equal to 10 kilo ohm. So we know that gain equal to RF by R, which is equal to 29. So what is the value of RF? AV into R. So what is the unknown R? 29 into 10 kilo ohm, which is equal to 290 kilo ohm of a feedback resistor we need to make the RC phase shift circuit. Yeah, have a look. The feedback value is here RF. If this R you are able to find out, you can easily figure out this R2 value. That's all. Okay, so this is all about your RC phase shift oscillator. In next class, I'll start the Wien-Bridge oscillator and filter also. Okay, so do you have any doubt? Means you may inform me. Otherwise, you may type the attendance yes in the chat box.